And I'm Veronica.
And welcome to the Chick Lit Book Club podcast,
where we read a romance novel and then we talk about it. Today we're talking about No Trespassing by KD Robichaux.
Hello, my friend.
Hello, darling. How are you?
I am just wonderful. Just wonderful. Which has not been a bad week.
No, I've had a good week, actually.
You have had the weekend or the week off.
I have had so many days off, and it is so fucking nice. Like, so nice. So Tuesday was my first day off. I worked on Monday. I was off Tuesday through Friday. And I have, like, of course, because I'm me, I have a major list of stuff. I was like, I have 4 business days off. I want to accomplish so many things. And my husband, Mr. Veronica, was like, you could just also relax. And I was like, I don't know what that means. So Tuesday, I ate breakfast and I was trying to get some stuff done on my computer. And then I realized that there was a thing happening for the group that I volunteer for. So then I was just like, oh, well, I'll just do this. I'll just watch this hearing and do this thing.
Yeah.
And while I was waiting for the hearing to start, I absolutely fell asleep on the kitchen table, on the dining room table, just slumped over like I was in high school and just fell asleep.
Your body's like, listen. You need to listen to me.
You need to rest, asshole. Basically. Yeah.
Guess what? You don't have a choice. Out. Shutting down.
Yeah, we are powering down. That's basically what happened. Yep. But it was otherwise very nice. And I truly did get a lot accomplished. Not everything on my list, but regardless, I did get a lot done.
I noticed that you were watching a lot of Netflix. That made me happy.
I did. In part because I can do that and clean, or do that and do dishes. I can do things. Oh, also I was knitting. I was finishing a scarf for my child's teacher. So anyway, yeah, I was watching some Netflix. It was very nice. I finished the newest season of Sex Education. Very good. Oh, also the newest season of Queer Eye. I finished that too.
Nice.
Yeah. Hey, Ray.
Yeah.
Tell me something good.
I joined a running group.
Yes.
And it was super fun. I used to be a runner, and I'm trying to get back into running because I've got to get all this weight off of me because it's the fattest I've ever been, and I'm just, oh my god, nope, I just can't do it anymore. I'm gonna have a fucking heart attack. I'm gonna what was his name? What the fuck is his name? Chris Farley myself at some point.
Oh no! It's dark as hell.
You're gonna fucking find me in a hotel with a hooker at some point. Kidding.
In the group chat, we have been having a lot of discussions about ways we will find Ray dead. It's funny, but it's not.
No, it's totally funny because it's it'd be something stupid I would do. I'd be like, Sebastian Stan. Did you notice the one
yes.
it was at feet? I'm totally real.
I am the real Sebastian Stan. I mean Stan.
I was pretty proud of that. I have to say.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Anywho, so yeah, I looked online and I knew of the one group that I used to be part of. I never did their group runs, so once I start feeling better, because I don't know if I'm up to their standard of group run yet. So even though they say all levels, I'm how about the girl in the back who's dying? How about that? So I'm
behind that girl, dragging my body just.
Well, I went on Tuesday, and besides it being the nicest fucking group of people I've ever met, these women were just, I can't get over how kind they were. Just super nice. It was I met this group of they immediately took me in and were just awesome, totally motivating. It was super great, and it was all levels because I was is it just gonna be me and a bunch of old people? And because it's walking and running, but there was a couple older people there, but they were doing their walking, but mostly everybody was running, and they were super impressed. They were impressed, but I think they were thinking, oh god, she's gonna die. But they were they were very, very motivating. You did so well for and I have not run since before COVID, at least.
Oh,
I've run. It's been a year. A good probably at least 9 months since I've run. So
getting back into it is hard, man.
It is hard, but it was like I felt good. Like
yeah.
I felt really good.
Awesome.
I ran yesterday, so
good for you.
Yeah. So I'm trying to do something, you know.
That's awesome. I love that.
Hot girl summer.
I mean, goals, I guess. I mean, I'm just I do more.
Average girl summer.
Average girl summer. Moving girl summer. Like just getting my body moving. Honestly, at this point, summer. Yes, trying not to get COVID again summer. At this point in my life, though, I don't like one of the things I did also do this week. I went to CrossFit twice, like in a row, and I hadn't been in like almost a month just because of the things that had been going on in my life. And it was, I just couldn't get there. And I'm super sore, just ungodly sore. We went on a walk today because it was so nice outside. So that was like maybe helpful, but also not. Like my legs hurt so bad. But the older I get, the more I'm just like, I don't really care if, of course I want to like lose weight, but I just want to feel strong and capable and like, I don't know, functional,
Yeah.
I want to be able to lift my goddamn dog that weighs almost 40 pounds now. And I want to be able to lift my kid and chase after my kid and the dog. Like I want to be able to feel strong and do things.
Yeah.
I want to be able to get off the floor and, stuff like that. To me, that's more important than like trying to lose weight. Like my mobility and my like the way that working out makes me feel afterward, not necessarily during, because sometimes I just want to die, but like afterward.
That soreness is actually like makes you feel better. Like
I love the soreness. I actually love being sore because I feel like I did something.
Yeah, my sister's an aerobic instructor, or she used to be, and she used to love that. She used to love like not inflicting pain, but she's like you've done it well. You're doing something good for your body if you're sore. She's like my job here is to make you hurt tomorrow, and she's like, and not that I'm taking relish in it. I'm not relishing in it, but she's like, but
secretly though,
secretly a little bit, yeah,
a little bit,
yeah. Veronica,
yeah.
Tell me something good.
I legitimately, like, I had one of the best days I've had in a really long time today.
I think. Beautiful day.
Yeah, like in part because if you are from like a northern state or like a geographical area that experiences seasons, in March, like you're maybe starting to come out of winter or like maybe you're not. And it's always a grab bag this time of year. You never know what you're going to get.
St. Patrick's Day has run the gamut. You're either wearing shorts or you're wearing a snowsuit. So.
Yes. I mean, and the same with like Halloween, like you're either, it's usually like crap weather because the weather is turning, or it could be 70, like you just don't fucking know. So today was like the bright side of that coin, where it was almost 70 degrees. It was like mid to hot to upper 60s, and it was sunny, and there was like a pleasant breeze, and it was just so beautiful. And the ground is disgusting, don't get me wrong. Like the snow has melted and it rained, and it's all just a giant mud pit. However, it was beautiful outside, and so I just did not fucking care. And I got to like hang out with my kid and Mr. Veronica and our ridiculous dog, and we went on a walk, and then we had a bonfire. So like Mr. Veronica and the kid got it started, and I made like just cauliflower crust pizzas, like, and then I just put them all in containers and like went out to join them at the bonfire, and it was just so nice just to like hang out with them. And
I saw little V last week, and she's so cute.
She's ridiculous.
So freaking cute.
She is cute. Yeah, you did see her last week. That was last week.
Little V.
Little tiny V. Not really so tiny. She's getting big. Yeah, she's so cute.
She's adorable. Yeah, I mean, because I remember when she was,
a little
a twinkle,
teeny weeny
V.
Yeah. Yes.
the smallest, the non-capitalized V.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just lowercase v. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I mean, she's a lot more talkative. And, like, she came up to me. I was really surprised.
Yeah, she did.
She did. She was cute.
Came right up to you. Just walked right up. She was like, hi.
Yeah.
Oh my God, today we were taking our walk. These people walked by, like, it was an older couple. They walked by. She went, "Hi, I'm a little kid."
Fact. Hashtag
I was
fact.
laughing so hard I accidentally hit her in the face. Like, I had something in my hand. I don't remember what it was. It might have been like the dog treat bag or something. She like walked into me or something. I don't even know what happened.
Hi, I'm a child.
I'm a little kid. I just can't. Mr. Veronica and I were crying.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
She's ridiculous.
What did the old people do?
They laughed. What are you supposed to say?
I would have been like, and I'm an adult.
And I am not. I am an old person. God, she's so funny. Cute. Anyway, it was just a really good day. It felt good.
It was a good day. Oops. It was a good day.
It was like one of the, you know how that is, like at the very, very beginning of spring when you have like the first really beautiful day.
I do love these. It actually reminds me of college a lot because, you know, if it was slightly warm, if you went to college up here in the same area, you knew that it was like, if it was a slightly warm day, everyone was out on the quad or in front of their apartment or whatever, like, soaking up the sun and getting drunk. I remember many, many Friday nights where it was like this, where it was a night like this, where it was warm-ish and you could sit outside and just drinking like 99 bananas.
What the fuck?
You've ever had 99 bananas?
No.
Yeah, 99 bananas is like banana schnapps, but it's 99%. It is disgusting. I drank
nothing
a
about
bottle
that
of it
sounds
one
good.
night.
Oh God, I would die.
I called a lot of ex-boyfriends that night. What?
Ooh.
Yeah, we all thought it was a real good idea at the time.
Ooh, man. There comes a point in the drinking when you just got to take the phones away, you know?
I think they should put up under lock and key at some point, especially if you're at a party.
Yeah, I think it's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I mean, for the most part, like for emergencies, I feel like, but you know, maybe you put them in like a trusted person's hands.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, good times. All right, I got a stack of cards here. I'm going to pick one.
Quite excited.
It is our year of sex cards, guys. I know you're super excited.
I am.
All right, pulling one. Oh, Jesus, God. This is... Okay. Well, this one's a tough one. It's a 1 out of 5. Oral intimacy. It's a blowjob, guys. It's a blowjob. Okay. I mean, I like the picture on it. It's very funny. And we have a diverse cast on this one, too.
Oh, how excellent.
All right. He should relax in the position and let his lover control his desire. He should utilize a twist and swirl method with her mouth and hand on his penis. She squeezes the base of his penis when she wishes to harden his erection.
There you go.
Oh, this way.
Other way. Oh, okay.
Literally a blowjob.
There you go. Okay.
This book didn't have a blowjob, did it?
No, it did not.
I'm
trying to think of the last book I finished. I mean, Danny Brown had one in it.
Yes. Yeah. I'm trying to remember one of the historical ones. Yeah, one of the Rake Gets Ravished. Or no, good. Yeah, The Rake Gets Ravished had a blowjob scene in it.
I was also reading... I haven't finished it because I just feel it's kind of petered out for me, but I was reading Hero from Lauren Rowe. That has a blowjob in it, too.
Did you ever finish Colleen Hoover? Did we talk about this?
No, I have not finished it. My life has been kind of heavy, so I haven't really wanted to.
What? No.
It's been heavy.
No.
I've not. It's been kind of intense. I have just not wanted to. Yeah. I really went down like a hardcore smut like kind of rabbit hole because I just really needed to disconnect with my reality. What did I read? Oh, I did read It Happened One Summer, and I did end up liking it for the most part. I do. She just came out with the next one, Hook, Line, and Sinker, which is like it's the main character.
So what TV show did she pull? She rip off on that one?
See, okay, so I don't really know anyone. I'm not sure any of them because so in the first book, It Happened One Summer is like obviously based on Alexis from Schitt's Creek. Her sister Hannah is just very opposite of her, and it's Hannah in the second book, and then like the hero is the best friend of the hero from the first book.
No, I'm just joking because
no, but I understand because it's not the only book she's written that is heavily based on a TV show.
Well, I mean, like, and you and I were texting. So Allie Haywood, yeah,
Hazelwood
has a new book, and it's like literally another Raylo. And I'm like, you know that Disney's really litigious. Like they will.
Yeah,
go
they're
after
pretty
you.
intense. Yeah,
they're pretty intense. I'm like, and it's. She talks about like even in the synopsis about being a Jedi, and I'm like. You should really. I mean, whatever.
Err on the side of caution there.
Yeah, maybe because they will, especially now with your. They may need to make up some money from that $6,000 a night.
Oh my god!
Fucking disaster that's happening down in Florida. So I saw some of the videos. I've watched a lot of, and you know I love Star Wars. You know I do. Love Star Wars. I have it tattooed to my body. My God, I love Star Wars. I would not do this.
No, like you said, you had texted me. Like, it seems more like it's for people, like rich people who think Star Wars is cool. Yeah, not like for or like not for true Star Wars fans.
Well, it's for people. It's a LARP. It's live action role playing. That's what you're doing for 2 days, and I'm like, that's not my jam.
Maybe for some people it is. If you can afford it, great.
Exactly, and that's what I've heard is like a lot of the stuff I've seen has been cringeworthy. Where I'm like, ugh. Like if somebody came up to me like. The captain comes and sits at your table and you gotta sit and talk to her about like the fucking Star Cruiser and I'm like, I just want to eat my very overpriced fucking food. Am I starting at $15 a fucking drink cocktail?
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep. A glass of champagne is $30.
No.
A glass.
Dude, the champagne quote, it's Cava, that I'm purchasing at the store is a third of that price for an entire goddamn bottle.
Right. So, yeah, no, I mean, like, I don't, it can't sustain itself. It can't. There's just not enough people that one can afford to do that, or two are interested in that. Like, again, I'm your market.
We're still in a panorama.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, I'm your target market, and if I don't want to go, then you probably should really look at, like, because
reassess.
Yeah, you've already got the people who will go spend that money, buy all of the, because you have to buy costumes. Like, they don't require you to, but, like, you'll feel like a tool if you don't wear a costume. And those are $200 a pop.
If you just lower the price point and make it more accessible, more people will go.
I think they have put so much into it. Like, you've got to pay all these actors. Because it's like, I think because it's supposed to be like a cruise ship, that it's like these people are there for the whole 2 days. And they're on all... So you're going to pay these people bank to do that. So that's where your money's going. I don't know. Anyhow, I'm just getting off my rant, but...
Anywho. If you
Let's
go on that, please let us know.
Yeah, if you've gone on, you've had a great time. I still want to know. I'm never gonna go, but you know,
it's a little out of my price range.
Well, out of my price range, and honestly, we all fell in love. Like, I am one of those ones who do like the sequel trilogy. I do like. I mean, I love Raylo, I love Kylo, and I love Rey. I love Poe. But my jam is the original trilogy. And so I want a world based on the fucking original trilogy, not this new shit.
What do you think about movies 1 through 3?
Fucking hate them.
Okay, yeah.
Hate them.
Okay. All right. I just wondered. Okay. Got it. Fair.
Yeah, no. I've tried. I've watched them. I went to the movies to see all 3 of them. Stood in line, like, midnight screening of one of them. And they make literal, like, no sense. They make 0 sense. I tried to watch them as an adult numerous times. I own them, and I still am like, nope. I'm good. Yep. Anyhow, let's talk about this book.
Yeah, we probably should, shouldn't we? Probably, I guess.
That's what we're here for.
I guess that's why we're here, right?
Not for me just screaming about Star Wars for about 20 minutes, so...
It's all right. That happens.
Happens. Okay.
Coolio. So I guess we'll take a brief respite.
We'll be back in 2 and 2. Did you find the place okay? Sorry, it's kind of loud for a Saturday morning.
Yeah, it's fine. Why are we at the park, though?
Well, I wanted to start running drills.
Drills?
Yeah, like one-on-one passing.
Like soccer?
Yes! We need to hone them skills! Season's half over!
Wait, what is happening?
I figured we need to get in football shape for our new Ted Lasso podcast.
Okay, to be fair, it will take more than just this to get us in football shape. Also, I have a lot of questions.
Best way to understand the sport is to live it, right? Jason can use that in season 3.
Okay, legitimately, that's a really good line. But right, we don't have time to start an offshoot podcast, and no one has time to edit it.
But that's the great thing about Anchor.fm. Anchor will do all of that for us in one little place, like our own little Coach Beard.
I know, that is one of the best things about Anchor. It's free, and the built-in tools allow us to record and edit your podcast right from your phone.
Plus, they'll distribute it to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, so many of the other podcasting platforms. Wait, how good is your Roy Kent impression?
Why would I be doing a Roy Kent impression?
I've been working on mine. You want to hear it?
No, there's kids everywhere. Little ears don't need to hear the F word this early.
So we're not doing this?
No, honey.
Oh, man. What am I going to do with all these soccer balls and goldfish?
I don't even want to know why you have actual goldfish.
To visualize being a goldfish. Will you take half of them?
I can't guarantee my kid's not going to kill him, but yeah, okay.
We're doing this.
I believe we are not doing this.
Oh, I believe we are.
No, but we're not, though.
Be curious, not judgmental.
Right, I'm not being judgmental. I'm being realistic.
Come on.
It's a great... it's
Barbecue
a great
sauce!
idea. Oh, we don't have time. We just don't have time.
Onward!
You're starting...
Forward!
No, you're starting a horror movie podcast with Charlotte. We don't have time.
I believe and believe.
Oh, God. And we're back.
We're back, guys. We're back, bitches!
Yes.
Did you make a picture of Brittany this week?
I'm sorry, what?
Or did you see the picture of Brittany that she posted where she's holding her titties? Yeah.
No.
Because everyone was pissed off about it.
Why?
Again, who knows? I didn't read the whole article. It was on a post on BuzzFeed. But I just saw this picture of this gorgeous woman holding her breasts, like pushing them together without,
Okay.
and I don't know. The whole controversy, I guess, was people were pissed because they're like, she's, a mom and stuff. Like,
oh my God.
Do you see? If I looked like that, I'd be throwing those titties around all over the place. I'd be smacking everybody with them titties.
Everyone has an opinion on what women should and should not be. Yes, but on women, what women should and should not be doing with their bodies. Mm-hmm. Fuck off.
Yep.
Just fuck off. If you don't want to pose like that, don't. Just don't. And don't put it online. And you know what you can do if you don't like that? You can scroll past it.
Right.
Or unfollow.
There's enough stuff other things that I think we need to really talk about. Like, for me, I would rather spend that time. Let's talk about this Euphoria show and the amount of nudity that's in that and how it's kind of forced on these young actors and actresses. And I'm like, let's talk about that. Can we talk about that for a little while? I'd rather talk about that.
There are a lot of other really important things that we could discuss as a society that are not Britney Spears' boobs and how she chooses to pose. Right. And because guess what? I don't care. Good for her.
She do that, and that's fine.
Yeah, I don't care. Good for her. Also, I don't have the confidence to do that. She does, clearly, and that's great. Good for her. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying I would do the same, but I'm certainly not going to judge her for it. Who fucking cares? It's her body. Yep. Let her do what she wants.
Yep. It'd be a different story if someone was forcing her to do that.
Yes. She's not being sex trafficked. She's just, this is what she wants to do. Yeah. Good for her. Again, if I looked like that, maybe I'd feel more confidence in that.
I have a feeling it's a lot of people who are just a little jealous. little jealous.
Shocking. This is my shocked face.
I know, right? I'm sure that's a lot of what's going on. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and she's got a hot young boyfriend.
Yeah, she does.
So let's all just, you know, rip her a new asshole.
And she's finally free.
Free, exactly. And she's finally. I think they're just people are just trying to find reasons to be like, well, see what she does with her freedom. It's like,
you know what? I literally don't care. I literally just leave that woman alone. You know what? Leave all women alone. If you think to yourself,
no one touch anybody. Everyone keep the hands to yourself.
If you think to yourself, I don't like what this woman did, the next thought should be, is what she is doing harming someone? And if the answer is no, you should just move the fuck on with your day. Mm-hmm. That should really be like generally something to think about. You don't actually have to voice your opinion. No. As we say on a podcast where we talk about our opinions about romance novels. But, you know.
Yeah.
That's what you're here for. We have already established that that's what this is. Mm-hmm. 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 This is not an internet comment section.
No, and I'm so glad that certain, I mean, like, I know Cleveland.com removed their comment section because that was the dregs of society.
Good, that was awful.
Yeah, I mean, I saw so many words that I was like, wow, that's a word that I never thought I'd see in print.
Definitely not in this time.
No. I'm like, again,
also, the news does not require commentary from the public.
No.
It's just the news.
Right. I do enjoy going on Washington Post and being snarky on certain comments. I do enjoy going and commenting snarky shit on the Washington Post. But
Washington Post has a great TikTok.
Yes, they do. I love what's his face, bearded guy. I can't think.
The bearded guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No,
he's funny.
What I usually do is I will put my own thoughts on the article and then I will rip on every asshole that comments on other things. I'm like, okay. Because I'm that person. Anywho, internet's the worst. Anyhow,
the internet is the worst and also the best.
Yeah, what is that?
It's really a dichotomy.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
Nothing. I mean, I'll tell you offline.
Okay.
Anyway, so today we are talking about No Trespassing from KD Robichaux.
This is really weird. No trespassing.
I don't know what that was about.
Why is it like every time they brought up the show, I kept thinking of No Reservations every fucking
same.
time.
I also thought that.
And then I had a little moment of, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Oh, God, how awful. Okay, so this is now KD Robichaux. This is like a standalone, although it technically says like the Adventure Channel series, but it is not a series. There's only one. Perhaps it should be, like, if it were, perhaps it certainly could be. Perhaps it should be.
Could you imagine they did one with that Ancient Aliens guy with that fucking hair, that Giorgio guy?
Oh my God.
Wouldn't that be amazing? Like him, like spelunking in like a fucking bat cave with that fucking hair, and like they had to find some girl who was like, I'm trying to think, what would she be? If he's like the ancient alien guy with the hair, and he's spelunking in a cave looking for like alien skulls, what's the heroine?
She's an alien.
Oh, I love it!
She's an alien, hands down.
She's a blue alien, a la like Star Trek. Yes,
this
or green alien, whatever.
It's a reverse, like Ice Planet Barbarians.
Oh,
but like like
that's kind of what happens in the original. Like they took what the hell was it? Journey to the Center of the Earth. That's kind of like in the movie from like the 60s, he falls in love with like the alien, but of course she's just like a normal looking person, but with like a few weird things like to make her an alien.
Right. Yeah.
But yes, I love it. Let's write it.
Yeah, okay, fine. Great.
I mean,
maybe she'll let us do this. So we'll just put it in our series.
and her species, like they exude hair gel. So
there you
go. He's always stocked. He doesn't have to worry about it forever. Anyhow.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Nothing could go wrong.
No.
This is like Pulitzer Prize winning writing right here.
Money in the bank.
Flush with cash. You and I have fun together. Okay,
Yes,
so hence we have a podcast. Anywho, so this is the summary for, or the blurb for No Trespassing from KD Robichaux.
Not our alien romance.
Not our alien.
What's
I just
the name
want to be
of it?
really clear.
What is the name of it? No Trespassing. So this one has to be something like 2 words.
Okay. Well, it's like the Adventure Channel series, so it has to be like something. You ponder that while I read this.
Okay. I'll think of all like the paranormal TV shows.
There you go.
Oh,
There
that's
you go.
another one we could do. We could have like the guy from Paranormal, like.
He falls in love with a ghost.
I just heard. See, I told you I'm gonna go with like Chris Farley. Oh god.
I don't think we're doing the romance genre any favors right now. Like,
I think we're doing them all the favors. They just didn't know they didn't know they needed these.
They didn't know they needed it. We're the Steve
God.
Jobs of romance novels.
Oh my god. My eyes are watering. I am crying.
Me too.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. I will think. I'm gonna think about the alien one first. I'll think of the name first. Keep going.
Oh my god. Okay, fuck you, COVID. Okay. Okay, No Trespassing. God, I'm sorry, KD Robichaux, whose name I believe is Kayla. All right. Being the daughter of world-renowned archaeologists, it's in Emmy's blood to want entry into the many off-limits historical places around the United States. Having graduated with her degrees in history and archaeology, you'd think she could just waltz right in wherever she wanted, right? Wrong. Dean Savageman, host of the Adventure Channel's No Trespassing, is the rock star of documentaries. It is always called first to explore the most forgotten, dangerous, and inaccessible places around the country. No one gets dibs before him. Certainly not a huffy wannabe archaeologist who keeps showing up at the most obscure, undocumented locations, no matter how beautiful she is. After years of run-ins and unwanted fantasies with her self-proclaimed mortal enemy, and having given up on gaining entry to one of her dream sites the legal way, Emmy sneaks into the NOLA catacombs, having no idea Dean is in their depths. What happens when these two get trapped together alone 25 feet under the streets of New Orleans is one for the history books, or at least an episode of No Trespassing. And that's where we're at.
Yeah, I'm still
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it might take some time, you know?
I'll workshop it.
Yeah, please do workshop it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Knowledge Fight is still trying to think of a thing for 2022, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't do blackjack anymore, so.
No. I'm not mad at the crew.
Not mad at the crew.
Okay, so
Take a little breaky.
my stacky. Guys, I think this is okay. This will be our. Well, never mind. Okay.
Well,
Anywho,
Never mind.
Never mind.
That'll be a whole tangent. Okay. Anyway, so things to add. Like, first of all, this is not when I'm actually the one who put this on the list, I think. And when I put it on the list, I did not realize how short it was. It's only 191 pages.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would have put it on the list had I realized that. However, the premise got me. Like, it seems fun.
I like the premise. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I'm a history nerd, you guys. So,
Yeah.
that kind of just played right. It like pulled it all in my heartstrings right there.
Well, and I like I've seen the show that she mentions in the acknowledgments. I've seen it a couple times, and I do like it. It's Histories of the Museum, I think it's called. Mysteries of the Museum, and it's actually it's very good. I do like that. And again, that the host, because I mean, it's the host's name is Dawn.
Yeah, it's she says it in the acknowledgments. Actually, the book is dedicated to him.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's Dean. I mean, that's really it's something, man.
I think so. Hang on.
And he's also very easy on the Ojos.
He is. He is
Very
easy on the Ojos.
So I can see where she got the inspiration from. But it's a very it's a good show. I think it is. I mean, it's probably one of the, because it's on Travel, I believe.
Yeah, like the Travel Channel or something. Yeah.
Which is funny. I was laughing. I'm like, the Travel Channel has more fucking history than the History Channel does. So there you go. How does that work out?
Yeah.
What, History Channel's got like fucking ice road truckers. How is this history, guys?
It's happening in real time, and therefore is not necessarily like it can't be classified as history.
Pawn Stars. How is
Don
this history?
Wildman.
Don Wildman, yeah.
And he's host of the Travel Channel's Off Limits.
Yeah. That's another one that's like, yeah.
Just thinking back to our alien. Okay. Anywho, so things to add. Essentially,
romance.
What?
Roswell romance. No.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So Emmy. Something to add about Emmy. First of all, her name is Amelia, named after Earhart. Her parents are both famous archaeologists who discovered the Queen's Chambers in something. I forget who now.
Yeah, I don't know.
They discovered something big.
Yeah. Some big. They rode the, what was it?
They like rode some robot or something, or they drove a robot. I don't know. Anywho, so she comes from this already. That's raised.
Her pedigree, yeah.
Yeah, she was raised in archaeology. She has always really loved history, and so for her, her goal is to have a successful archaeology blog. She wants to go visit places and help expose these cool places that most people will never get to see to the internet, so that people can find them and understand more about the cool hidden stuff that archaeologists are usually the only people that ever get to access this stuff. So she tries showing up to sites expecting entry, which of course she doesn't get entry. No one knows who she is.
She literally just graduated. So
yeah, she's pretty young still. She's probably early to mid 20s. So
yeah, yeah, okay.
No one knows who she is,
Right, and a lot of times especially, I hung out with all the archaeology kids in college.
Did you?
I did.
I didn't know that.
They're fun kids. Yeah, we had a really weird group of we also had the football players. It was just a weird collective. But a lot of my friends were archaeology majors, and you get jobs through digs. So
yeah.
So I don't know how much she would have gotten I don't know if she had the experience even to go up to somebody and be let me into the site.
Right.
Because that's just how you go, probably through a professor, and have a professor try to gain entry, and she should know that. But
yeah. Yeah. So anyway, she's trying to get into a bunch of sites, and Dean Savageman, host of No Trespassing, is always one step ahead of her.
Right.
And what she doesn't know is that he knows that he has seen her at a lot of the sites, and he thought that she was just some figment of his imagination, because he never actually got to talk to her or heard her. She was always just there and then gone. And it wasn't until at the last site where he heard her muttering about talking shit about him while she was being dragged away by security, that he realized she was even a real person and not some apparition.
Yeah.
He of course is he's played out to be, or in the media, as some playboy womanizer, and there's a lot more to him than that. And of course there have been he definitely did do some of that.
Yeah,
but
he's very upfront about it.
Yeah, but he has not been that has lost its luster for him.
Yeah.
And has not been seeing anyone for months at that point.
Yeah.
So anyway, he like rolls up to this New Orleans catacombs thing. And actually, I meant to look up. The thing is, there is a lot of like really cool history that is below ground, like all over the place, all over the world, because eventually, like, where are you going to put it? There is one of my favorite stories that I think I learned from the History Channel, I believe, like watching a documentary there. The city of Prague in the Czech Republic is actually like where you're walking is the second floor of the city. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Underneath is like the quote first floor, which used to be street level. Mm-hmm. They built the second quote floor because the river kept flooding everything. Mm-hmm. And so they just literally made the first floor of the basement, like just built new roads, you know? Yeah. And then that was actually instrumental in World War II, trying to like keep the Jews safe and get them out and trying to form like a resistance below the street levels, which worked. I mean, they did that and it was effective.
There's so many underground cities that are either lost to time or like they, you know, were used for certain bits of time and then abandoned. But there are so many underground cities. Yeah, it's kind of amazing, and I don't know. It'd be interesting to explore those kind of things.
Absolutely, and actually, if you are in Prague, you can take underground tours of the tunnels and whatnot. Mm-hmm. It's very cool. But New Orleans is also a place, like, it's rich in history, and there's a lot. There's a lot there, and there's because it's below sea level, they have unique issues where like you can't really bury people. I mean, you run into issues there for water table reasons, you know. Right. If you learn anything at all about Hurricane Katrina, you know that like that became a serious problem with their cemeteries when the hurricane hit. There's
actually a museum. It's called oh shit. Oh, what the hell's it called? Oh, I'll have to look it up. But it's a museum where they show, it's a house in this like random, it looks like a suburb of New Orleans, but what it is like an abandoned suburb. Like all of the houses are abandoned, but they've taken this one house and they use it to show you what, I mean, and it's kept as is. You just look in through the windows pretty much, just the house. Wow. And it shows you where you can see where the water level was at certain points during Katrina, and like what happened. And they have like pictures put up of like what the room looked like before and after, and so it's I mean it's those levees just went. I mean they went like it was like there was paper. No reason. Yeah, there was nothing holding those back.
Oh God. Yeah, so the we'll talk more about this later, but there's a lot to the New Orleans catacombs, like the things that are underground and whatnot. And so I meant to look up like what kinds of, like how much truth there is in some of this, because it seemed like
I bet you there's quite a bit. I mean, the French are known for catacombs,
right. Well, and these places are legit, like they're real. St. Louis Cemetery number 1, St. Louis Cemetery number 2, like all that stuff is real. St. Louis Cathedral, Marie Laveau's tomb, like those are real things in New Orleans. So I didn't get a chance to look up as much as I wanted to, like how much is accurate or not. But it seemed like she had done enough research. There was enough detail in there that like if she wouldn't have done research, that's a lot of really vivid imagination going on. Yeah, right. Because it seemed like it was well researched. So anyway, she's from New Orleans. She was raised in New Orleans, even if her parents weren't around. She had like a grandmother that she lived with, and that's the house that she lives in is her grandmother's house, who has passed away. So she lives in the house still with her friend Erin, who could have had book number 2. At any rate, Dean is going to explore these catacombs, but she really wants to get in there before him, and so she's trying to strike a deal with like the guard essentially to take pictures. And what ends up happening is that he is still there when she tries to drunkenly break in.
Yeah.
And they end up trapped down there together because has had too much to drink and is not paying enough attention. And there's like a cave in and they can't get out. So, anywho, that's kind of like, that all happens in the first 3 chapters of the book. And
Right.
And then most of the rest of the book is spent underground in the catacombs.
Yeah.
One night in the catacombs. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much that's where we're at, I suppose. So
let's do our compliment sandwich. So
yeah. Do you want to explain what that is?
Yeah, new listeners, we do a compliment sandwich.
Welcome.
Where our top and lower bottom buns are our compliments, our pros, something we liked about the book, and then our meat, the in between, is the meat, something we didn't care for as much. So, lady, why don't you hit me with the pro? At the top.
Okay. So I have to get this passage up. I really enjoyed the nerd factor of this book. They are so fucking nerdy. And while like he's extremely successful, she is just starting out. He's been on the receiving end of like a ton of luck. Which he deserves, frankly. Like, he had a shit childhood, so...
And they both worked really hard, so, I mean...
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's not that he hasn't worked for it. Like, he has done plenty of work, but also was on the receiving end of some luck. Was at the right place at the right time, just happened to be, in a good spot when he was, like, discovered or whatever. But at heart, he's just a big old nerd. Yeah. And he might be a bit of a smooth talking nerd, but is still a nerd.
Yeah.
And she is, she's extremely socially awkward. And so she figures out, she's putting the pieces together so they're trapped. She's putting pieces together to like figure out what they're maybe looking for. They're realizing that there's like a puzzle that they can solve. So she starts figuring this out. This is from his perspective. She dances when she's happy, when she's like discovered something.
Yes, she does.
Like a nerd version of a dance crew, I freeze into a robot pose while she does the Running Man and names off a fact about the golden ratio. Sacred geometry, universal patterns used in the design of virtually every damn thing in our reality. It can be seen in architecture and art and is also found in nature. Sacred geometry and math ratios, harmonics, and proportion can also be found in music, light, and cosmetology. Go! She freezes in a position, pointing at me, and I take it as my cue to throw out my own fun fact while making my robot body move. Also known as God's blueprint. The ratio is all throughout nature. The chambered nautilus grows at a continuous rate, so its shell forms in logarithmic spiral to accommodate that growth without changing its shape. Just like honeybees construct hexagonal compartments to hold their honey. Go! Like, is there anything more nerdy than people having a dance-off about, like, geometry and archaeology and history?
They could start a podcast about romance novels.
They could. It's almost like they could. Honestly, like, it was... That whole part for me made me laugh pretty hard because I was like, y'all just you cute little nerds trapped in the catacombs, like, just having a dance-off.
Yeah.
Throwing out nerd facts to each other.
You know, it's funny, because then he also starts getting very sweet in that moment, too.
He does.
And he says, width of your adorable nose and length of, between its nostrils. And then a little later he goes, the length between your pupils and the length between your eyebrows. The length of your angelic face and the width of it. He's pretty great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Uh-huh.
The width of your delicious mouth and the width of your nose.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets sexy.
And then it gets
your
sexy.
Belly button to your knee and the length between your knee and foot. Then they have sex for like the third time in the fucking catacombs or something.
No, that's before their first time. They have sex twice in the catacombs.
Okay.
It's hot. It's hot.
Okay. That's what I texted you. I was like, I'm halfway through. They've had sex. It was hot.
It was hot.
They banged. It was hot.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dean is wouldn't kick him out of bed.
No. Would not quit it.
Nope.
Hit it and definitely would not
quit it. Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No. Would not quit it, but I mean,
I love you so much. All right, Ray, what is your top one?
Well, I'm going to stay on the Dean theme, and I think mine's going to be his like insta. I mean, like I texted you, I was like, it's insta love on his part. Like he has seen her at some of his different sites, and he's like, like you said, he thinks she's a figment of his imagination, and so like he's watching her do this dumb dance when she realizes like, I don't know, she got in, or I can't remember why she's doing the first dance, and he's just watching her, and he's like already in love with her, like he's just he's smitten, and there's something I will always like. I don't know how many, this is like the third or I don't know how many books at this point where it's like it's fall fast, fall first, and I fucking love it, and it's there's just something about it. I was trying to find some of the stuff for when they first meet. Like, I don't want to spoil anything because again, this book is so short. I don't want to spoil anything, but I don't want again, it's not much to spoil, really. Honestly, I'm not going to spoil like what they find, but they make a discovery. And she does not. She's awkward, socially awkward, and she's like, "Would you do it? Would you take the credit?" He's like, "No, I am not taking the credit for you. I will be next to you. I will stand next to you during this whole thing. Yeah, I will not. I
will hold your hand. I will be with you," because she doesn't want the attention. That's really what it boils down to. Is that she is terrified at the thought of like people paying attention to her, and she just like doesn't even know how she wants to be like just a blogger. Like she wants to stay in her room, and she feels most comfortable in the catacombs, like she feels really at home in these places that are supposed to scare you.
When I release her once more, her face is flushed and her breath comes out in quick pants. You do the honors. You're the one who's put all this together. This is your discovery. Never have I been so excited for another person. Any other time, it would have been a fight to the death to get to the goal first, but not with Demi. She deserves this. She should be the one to open the door. And there's something about it. Like, it's this big, I don't know how big he is, like big, muscular, sort of hulking kind of guy. I don't think he is. I think he's just like a toned dude.
He talks about working out that because for the show he was like, I realized quickly that in order to do the things that I wanted to do, I needed to be in good shape. So like he runs and works out every day. It's unclear as like how big he is, but he's clearly like very strong.
Yeah, but like so, it's not like that. It's just this dude who's just kind of like blown over by this small nerdy force of nature, and I thought it was great. I thought I was looking for other things. I mean, he's also very possessive, which I thought I'd be like,
he is.
There's a couple I wasn't super excited about. I'm like, you need to calm down. But other than that, like he does have a line that is fucking hot though. I do have this one highlighted. Again, because it's, of course, the sex. And he continues his sweet torture. My hand grows a mind of its own and reaches to help me find relief. But before my fingers even reach my throbbing flesh, he grabs my hand in his vice-lace grip, strong but without hurting me. And I whimper and I meet his eyes. This pussy is mine. From now on, I'm the only one who gets to touch it. If it needs something, it will get it from me and me alone. Does it need something, Em?
I knew you were going to go for the mine thing.
Of course. I just like,
of course.
It's so weird. Like, I would, it's not weird to me that I have such a penchant for like, for that. Like, I don't know why it's a kink for me, but I never thought it would be a kink for me, but it is. Like,
I get it. I'm coming around to it. No pun intended.
All right.
At one point, he also says, negative Ghost Rider.
Oh, I had to highlight it. Damn it. I was going to text you. And I was like, oh my God, I did that. Yeah.
I say that shit all the time.
You do. And I had to highlight it. And I was like, please tell me you're going to say,
Yeah, I highlighted it specifically. Negative Ghost Rider.
So there's one thing I do have to ask, because we're talking about the sex.
Yeah.
There's a lot of discussions about wetness in this book.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At one point, he, like, I have it highlighted because I actually made a note. I'm like, she has jeans on. I'm confused how this works. Okay. He's like, I take her mouth in a searing kiss as I run it up the inseam of her jeans, feeling her jump slightly when I finally reach the top, and briskly let my fingers glide over her center just long enough to feel that she is as wet as I am hard. She has jeans on.
She has jeans on. How?
I mean, at one point, she's on his back, the back end of the neck, and she's like, it's just sweat. I'm like,
it probably is, dude.
It's like, well, that, like, yes. Yeah, but I'm like, and there's a number of times where he's like, he can, like, see it. I'm like, how? She has jeans on. Like,
she has jeans on.
Denim is a very thick material. There's a reason why cowboys used to wear it.
Yeah. I mean, they're skinny jeans, but, like, still, like, they're still denim. Denim is a thick material.
Yeah, I was just going through my notes, and I'm like, and there was a couple notes where I was like, I don't understand. Okay. I'm just... Okay.
So, shall we talk about meat then?
Yep. Go for it. Why don't you start?
Okay, so, I mean, this is not long enough. Like, it's not Also, that's what she said. Not in this book, but just in general.
Which normally is the norm. Like, most women will say at least once in their life, yeah.
I'm sorry, not sorry. Anyway, it's only, as we said at the beginning, it's only 191 pages. I would have liked to have seen more beforehand, like maybe where they did interact at a couple sites, maybe, and formed like more of a rivalry, or conversely, like just fleshed out after the discovery, like once like they're rescued from the catacombs,
sort of like adventure where they're like going from, you go to site and you see and she's more of like not just a fucking student, like just graduated student, like where she's like has a team that are with her that go from site to site, and it's like there's these two. One is like the the Playboy television star, and one's a serious anthropologist or archaeologist who's going from site to site.
Right.
That to me that's what I thought this was going to be. That's why I mean. Yeah. And it's really not.
It's not enough for me. Like
agreed,
because the premise like got me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and yeah.
And I enjoy. I'm not saying I didn't like the book because I did. I legitimately enjoyed the book.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't enough for me. It needed to be. I wanted more. I wanted more, like all around. And after the discovery, like when they're rescued and how that ends up playing out, I get what she did where there's like a 2-month time jump. I get that. That didn't really bother me so much as it was like, it just could have been more. It just could have been more.
There's points where I actually, like, I think I made a note in my, like, this is just Expedition Dump. It was like Exposition Dump, but where I think if it had been I want to say real book, that makes me feel bad. Like a real novel. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like a novel.
Like a 300-page novel.
Right. Where we could have spread this information out. Like, there's like 3 or 4 pages where we're talking about the history of that fucking ring. I'm like, I literally have no idea what's happening right now, and nor do I care. Like, I was kind of skimming because I'm like, I this is just Exposition Dump that I don't give a shit about.
Yeah.
And, yeah, no, I totally agree. But if you had spread it out and you could say, like, if she had traveled to all those places, like, that the ring had gone, that would have been more, like, exciting to me. And it would have made more sense. Like, you can't just... it's hard to think about if it's a movie and these two characters are telling you a different story. You're seeing the expression on their faces, and a lot of times you can do the flashbacks to that history of what's happening.
Yeah.
But when it's two people talking in a book, like it's dialogue in a book, it's like it's so flat surface that I'm like I'm not getting this.
Yeah, I get that. So I have like a minor thing, but go ahead and talk to me about your meat.
I hate to say this is gonna be a second week in a row where I say my meat is kind of a heroine a little bit. I wasn't super. She's a Mary Sue. I mean, there's just not much to her.
Do you want to explain what a Mary Sue is for those who may not know?
Yeah, no, I think I might have talked.
I don't know that
it.
we've talked about it on the show, but go ahead.
We talked about it on the window shopping, window shopping a little bit. So Mary Sue is like, or manic pixie dream girl, either one of the two. It's like, she might be more manic pixie dream girl, but it's the girl who's like, either like she has all of these qualities and talents and everything like that. You don't know why. Like she's everything everyone wants to be, but like you don't like. There's just no backstory to her, or there's nothing really of substance to her. Like so that's what I'm thinking. She's more manic pixie dream girl, is where she's literally everything a man would be like jonesing for, but she's also awkward and shy and like meh, and it's kind of like you're supposed to be led to lead this bombshell, this gorgeous person who turns the head of like this gorgeous man who's like a television celebrity, and that she's only had sex once. It was bad. And she's never, like, no one's ever hitting on her, or she's never have any experience. I was like, I'm going to tell you right now, archaeology is full of guys. And
true. Yeah.
A lot of those guys do think they're Indiana Jones. So I'm going to tell you right now that I am going to bet you hard cash that she's had many men hit on her. And had.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
It's a male-dominated field.
Right.
Sheer numbers, and probably some of them have been suave enough to, I just, it was like really hard for me to, and then there was a couple things that she said that I was like, literally, it was cringe. I cringed. I threw my phone down. I was like, I need to walk away. Again, like if it were more fleshed out, maybe
there was some
more thought would have gone into the process, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm going to read you the one that bothered me. And
I feel like I know what you're going to say.
Oh, I know you know what I'm going to say. So,
okay.
She says, Dean, get off. Oh, this is like really pretty far. Okay. Oh, yeah, here, I'll start it here. Dean, get off, she gripes, struggling against me. Until you tell me what's the matter, I grit out. Her body goes limp against me as she gives up her fight. She buries her face in my chest and lets out a big dramatic sigh. She mumbles into my shirt. What? I couldn't make out what you're saying. I got a wetty. And I nearly choke on my spit as I suck in air. A wetty? My voice comes out almost squeaky as I try to hold in my laughter. She pulls her face back to glower at me. Ugh, Dean, guys get woodies, girls get wetties. God, you suck so... I can't. I can't. I fucking can't. I literally can't. I was like, no. I mean, there was times where I'm like, is this a child? Is this a 14-year-old girl?
Yeah.
So that's I'm sorry. I did like the book. It's just there's some things that I was like, I was not enamored.
Yeah.
And then the reason she has for not being with him, I think is kind of, I'm not totally sold on. And
yeah,
she blacks out a number of times in this book. I'm like, okay, I don't know.
Really? I just remember the one.
No, she almost blacks out. When he comes in with she thinks that he's got a woman with her at the very end.
Oh, yeah.
And she almost blacks out in the car too on the way back to the hotel.
Oh, right. She's having like a panic attack.
Jesus Christ! Can someone like fucking sedate this child at some point?
Yeah.
So yeah.
My other minor gripe is, and this is something you and I talked about when we literally spun the wheel in the last episode. I don't feel like the cover is indicative of the book. I feel like, I know this is one of her lesser popular books. Like, for example, it has 598 ratings, okay? If you look at others, like Doc is probably one of her most popular ones. It has 833 ratings. The Confession Duet has 1,200. Seven has 940. Like, it's clearly not her most popular one. It's not really part of a series because there's only one in the series. No. But we also know that covers play a major role. And I feel like it's been a while. This book came out in 2016. Cover, like, stylings and trends have changed, you know? Like, I wonder if she recovered it, if it would sell better. But I also think she should beef it up into, like, a full-length novel and things like that.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, you sent me that trailer for that new Sandra Bullock movie that comes out.
Oh, mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, like, it reminds me, like, that, I mean, that, like, to me looks hysterical. And, but, like, I love Romancing the Stone, Jewel of the Nile. Yep. I even like the new Tomb Raider. I like the old Tomb Raider. Excuse me, but so I honestly love romance action, and I love romance adventure. So, like, I'm your audience, man. I'm your audience. You want, you know, like, I'll buy it, but I just you gotta give me more that's, like, realistic, I think, is the other thing too. A little bit of realism.
Yeah, I think, like, for the cover now, like, that the cartoon cover things are a thing, I was more picturing from behind, like, two people kind of in shadow holding, like, their phones up as flashlights, like, walking through a tunnel, you know, like, I don't know. I'm not...
Or or same thing with, like, he's modeled after Indiana Jones almost, with, like, the whip on the side. Yeah, something like that. Like, but from the back, silhouetted. That'd be kind of cool. And her as Tomb Raider, like, as Lara Croft.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, silhouetted. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I just think that she could, I think, draw more attention to the book if she recovered.
I'd read a second one of these in a heartbeat.
Yeah, like, I totally would. I'm not opposed to, like, reading more. Actually, you know what? Not opposed to reading about Watson and Miss Potts' story.
Oh, yeah.
That would be fun.
If we do have Erin in another story, meaning the best friend, she's never allowed to be called Rin.
No, never.
I'm sorry, that's not a nickname. That's not... It's literally Erin. It's not, like...
I don't like it.
It doesn't need to be shorter than that. It's Erin.
No, I don't like that.
No one says Rin, ever.
I don't like it.
Sorry, Katie. I feel like I'm bad. I'm not. These are some
no,
things
I legitimately enjoyed this book.
I
truly
did. I did too. And I was not lying when I said they bagged and it was hot. I mean, it was hot.
That was accurate.
Hot. Yeah.
Very hot.
Yeah.
Very hot.
Yeah, I like Dean a lot. I like Dean quite a bit. I like his character. I mean, honestly, quite a bit. Because
I like how sweet he ended up being.
Right, and I think, honestly, you come from the very beginning, you realize, like, he's not an asshole. Like, he's a good dude. He's a really good dude from the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's do some bottom buns?
Yes, talk to me about your bottom bun. And also, God damn it, someone get me a sandwich. I'm so hungry.
I think I'm going to... I'm trying to think, like, because I had two, and I was like, okay, which one am I going to go with? I'm going to go with just generally, like, because, like we were saying earlier, with, like, archaeology in general is such a male-dominated, male-centric field. It's nice to have, like, a female character that is into archaeology. again, I'm not trying to like bring back the negative, but it would have been nicer if she was more. And everyone has anxiety. I mean, I am one of the people who has anxiety, but it would be nice if she was more of an outgoing character.
I could see that. I could see what you mean.
Because I mean, not that like that. I mean, you know, it would be more inspiring, I guess, as like if she had been more of a courageous person. Because just as a person with anxiety, not like I need to be, like. But,
I get that.
Yeah, but I thought
she was mostly just awkward around, like, men she was romantically interested in, as opposed to like with Knox, like with the security guard. She was kind of great with him.
Yeah.
You know, like she didn't have any problem talking to him.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
But I do think it's and honestly, she did her research in certain aspects of history, like you were saying, like but it is a field that I definitely think that there needs to be more female representation in. So it was nice to have that, and her being the one who makes the discovery, and her one who knows, you know, who gets the lore and understands the history of everything. It's got a little, especially being Women's History Month. It's always nice to have a chick who knows.
That was unintended. That we would like read a book about a female archaeologist. Like that just sort of happened, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So my bottom bun sort of piggybacks off of that in that I'm a huge nerd. And I love history. And I'm just going to throw it out there. If you liked National Treasure, but you like spicy books, this book may be for you. This is National Treasure with some spice and sexual tension, you know? So like, I loved reading about like the New Orleans history, or about the New Orleans history, and about, like you said, she had clearly done enough research to be able to write about this in like an authoritative way. And I loved that. Give me a woman who is going to talk about like history and archaeology and until the end of fucking time, and I will listen to it, because I love history and I'm a major nerd, and I love hearing about all that kind of stuff. I think it's really important that we understand why things have been done the way they've been done in the past, so that we do not repeat mistakes, and so that we can learn from what people have done in the past, you know? In something as simple as, quote, simple as this case, like you're talking about the human remains that had to be moved because the city was built below sea level, and they couldn't have known that at the time that the city was established. But like, these are things we need to think about when it comes to burying the dead in New Orleans. You know, like, to me, it's important. All of that shit has to be studied by people who are city planners and people who are going to be focusing, like civil engineers, people who are going to be thinking about like, what is the city going to look like in 25, 50 years? So from that perspective, I absolutely fucking loved it. And it went down, like, you have the whole riddle thing where like they're trying to solve a mystery. It was very National Treasure, like in that quest, how they're trying to like figure out this mystery together.
Well, and now that I said it is very, like, his Da Vinci Code, I think, takes place over a day too, doesn't it? I don't think it's more than a day. I think it's only one day.
I feel like it's a couple days. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I read that book. Because I also read Angels and Demons, so like I might be, confusing the two of them.
Yeah.
In my mind, I don't know. I mean, this really does take place over like a period of 12 hours or something. Yeah, it's not a long period of time.
Well, and I like what you said. I mean, honestly, like
the most of it anyway. Then like there's a time gap.
Huge history nerds. History nerds. So anytime there's a woman in like prominence in history, like, you know, your Doris Kearns Goodwin, or who was the lady who but like these ones who are authoritarians on history, fucking gets me going a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because it's such it's been such a male-dominated field for so fucking long.
Yeah, it really has.
Mm-hmm.
But the ladies are getting there. I mean, the ladies have been there. They're just gaining some more notoriety.
Yeah. Yep.
Holla.
Holla. All right, let's...
You want to take a brief respite and come back and discuss hearts and eggplants?
Sure.
Yeah.
That's like a plan. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Do some stunt casting?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. So we'll be back into.
And we're back.
And we're back, and I still haven't fucking figured out a name for our paranormal /
Oh,
alien.
God damn it, Ray. How could you?
Ghosts. Ghosts.
Ghost fuckers.
It could just be ghosted.
Ghosted.
And the alien one will be probed.
Oh my God.
That's a visual for you.
It truly is.
You know, on a separate note, there is a show called Ghosts. One is on CBS, I believe. Yes. Yeah, CBS? Yeah, because I think it's on Paramount, maybe. And it's actually brought off of a British show. Shocker, because we can't
Right, come up with our own ideas. Are you talking about the one that, like, there's a bunch of, ghosts on the show?
And she can see them and the husband can't.
Right, yeah.
It was
I haven't seen
show.
it yet, but it legitimately looked kind of funny.
I saw the British one. I watched the British one night. And it's
Was it good?
legitimately hysterical. So,
awesome.
100%. And it's I would assume it's exactly the same because all of the characters are pretty much the same in the British one.
That makes sense. The Office.
Right.
I also started the new season of Afterlife this week.
Did you? Mm-hmm. I've been putting it on hold because I know it's going to be the end.
I only watched the first episode.
I saw a clip where he was with the lemon, where he drew the face of the lemon.
I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, maybe that's a little farther along. Where he, because it flashes back to, I forget what the wife's name that passed away is name.
Lisa. And he was constantly drawing a little face on it, and she's always like, I can't use it now. It's got a face on it. And so that was their joke between the two of them. And so he did it with the new girl. Aww.
And she cuts her face in half, and I was like, oh.
Oh. Wow.
Harsh. I love Ricky Gervais. Anyhow.
Okay. Dark.
We got there. We went there. All right.
Ready.
Let's talk about things that are not dark.
Yeah,
things that are possibly loving and sexy.
Okay, let's do that.
Do you want to do some hearts first?
Yeah, shall we?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so the thing is, there's not like, again, this is a short book. It's less than 200 pages. It's more of a novella than anything. So there's not a lot of like opportunity. There's not a lot of opportunity for like romance, right?
A grand love story, yeah.
Right. But as she points out on more than one occasion, like her parents had an insta love kind of story. Mm-hmm. And so she is not opposed to that idea and believes that can happen, but has a lot of reservations about being in a relationship with someone in the public eye, the way that Dean has, or the way that Dean is, rather. So she is not like, there's no romance happening from her part. However, he is very, like, he's got it. He is calling her, like, you brought up, you and I were talking before we started recording about his nickname for her, which is Love. Like, he starts calling her Love immediately in the same way that, like, a British person would use it.
Love.
Yeah. I mean, and it's cute, like, it's very sweet and endearing. And he uses that term because like Watson and Miss Potts used to use it with each other. You know, like that's a normal thing for him, which is very sweet. And then like later when she's struggling, post discovery, he doesn't want to let up. And then he has a massive like surprise for her.
It's a good
when
grand gesture.
yeah, I mean, like a truly just very sweet thing to do for someone that you care about deeply, even if that person is not maybe on the same page as you. I mean, I gave it a 3 because like he's awesome, and while she is not ready, like he is awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 2.5. Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You want to hit me in the face with the Meg's plans?
Yeah, I'm gonna say 4.
Okay, fair. So, please tell me why you said 4.
Because I mean, I'm actually hovering between 3.5 and 4. I always feel like I'm always doing the halves, but like I could go 3.5 on this one. I'm rounding up just because there's a lot of the word of the use come. Use of the word come, but yeah, I mean yeah, I don't know. There's just something that sex scene is pretty fucking hot.
Yes, and then there's a second one like later on, which is also pretty hot, but like that first one is super hot.
Yeah, it's pretty explicit. I mean, it's pretty explicit.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you say?
I mean, I said like 3.5, you know, because like there's like hints at the end of the book that there will be like another one. Like there could have been another one. But it didn't feel like gratuitous in that like it wasn't just sex on every other chapter or anything like that. It was just like, but what was there was real hot.
Did I give Danny Brown a 5?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
4. You may have said 4.5. Because like 5 we've always said is like flat out erotica.
But I mean, honestly, Danny Brown to me there was some parts where it was pretty like.
There were some parts that were pretty. That table scene.
Yeah, I mean, we're explicit. I mean, like, and I don't mean explicit in a bad way. I'm meaning explicit as there's a difference
descriptive.
Between, like, when you go to like archive, if you're reading fan fiction, it's titled like filtered by mature or explicit. So to me,
Fair.
like, explicit would be a 5 for us.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. At that point, I'd probably say like a 3.5 then. Yeah, fair. Do you want to talk about stunt casting?
I do. I would like to talk about that.
Please do.
Okay.
Who do you want to start with?
Let's start with. Let's always do the girls first.
All right.
Because we all know what we're here for. We're here for our book boyfriends.
We are indeed.
All right. Do you want to go first or want me to go first?
I can do it if you want. Okay, so I don't know who this woman is. Like I have never seen a single thing she was in.
And just to give you guys I'm sure we talked about it. She's 25
ish,
hair,
yeah. She has dark hair and green eyes.
And we don't know about like size wise because sometimes she talks about being kind of like curvy and then sometimes she doesn't. I don't know, but she's got small breasts. That's all I know. One point you mentioned.
Yeah, because she like went without a bra, and I'm sorry if you have any kind of boobage. You are not going anywhere without a bra.
You have anything substantial in the titular area, you're never...
In the titular area, you ain't walking out the door without a bra on. However, of course, like, you know, hair can always be dyed and color contacts can always be worn. Now, I did choose an actress with green eyes. The thing is, he talks about, like, her being small. So I kind of got the impression of her being like a skinny, short girl. This actress that I chose has green eyes, and darker eyebrows, but in every photo I could find of her was like either red or blonde hair. So just, dye your hair brown for this role.
Do it.
I feel like it shouldn't be that big of a deal.
She's cute.
Considering, Hollywood and whatnot. Probably get a great stylist who will make it look gorgeous. Also, her roots are a little on the brown side, so I feel like...
she was, what's her face, in Sweeney Todd.
She certainly was. Okay, so this is Jane Weisner, I think is probably, or Weisener, I'm not really sure. Mm-hmm. She is indeed. She is from Ballymoney, North Ireland. She was in Sweeney Todd, like the newest version with Johnny Depp.
Singing Johnny Depp. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, like I have not seen. She played Bessie in Jane Eyre, apparently.
Oh.
She was in Boogeyman 3, which may be relevant to your interests. She was also in a TV series called Brave New World.
She's on Doctors, but everybody's been on Doctors.
Yeah, I mean, So, like I said, I haven't really seen a lot of things she's been in, but, I could see someone like her being cast in this role.
Yeah, she's super pretty.
Yeah, she's really pretty.
Yeah.
But also, not... The reason I went with her in the end is that, she is super pretty, but she also could easily play, a big old nerd who... is kind of just sticking to her own,
Yeah. And she's got a face where she could play I don't know, she's only 7 years younger than me, so she had to be in her 20s playing ostensibly a teenager playing Joanna in Sweeney Todd. So
yeah,
she's got a face that definitely could play younger if need be. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she's pretty. Those eyes.
She's a little more unassuming. She could be a small town kind of girl. Yeah.
She could be just an average person you meet, but also she's absolutely gorgeous too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, she is beautiful.
Yeah.
Anywho, who did you choose? My darling?
I went with the Laura Croft version, what I would have liked to have seen, because this person is not. I think she's tall. Pretty sure she's tall, and she's one of those she's recently has been known for as an action star. So, and I can see her also being a nerd because I've seen her be a nerd in different movies. But she's also gorgeous, and I could see her doing all of the Laura Croft shit, and that is Haley Steinfeld. I
adore her.
Yep. I also like her singing voice. She's got a nice
singing
voice. Mm-hmm. But that first
Most
picture,
Girls is my favorite song from her.
Yeah. That first picture with her in that brassiere sort of corset thingy. Yeah. She's very pretty, but and she, I believe, has brown eyes. She doesn't have, but again, color contacts. So
color contacts.
But yeah, I mean, I can see her, that second one with that dress with her booty sticking it. That's when I was like, you can fucking get it. And I'm like, how old is she?
Yeah, because you want to make sure.
Yeah. I was like, but she's 25. Yeah.
Thank God.
Yep. So yeah, she's adorable, and also she was great in Hawkeye. So there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, so she could, pull off the Indiana Jones-esque if she needed to, and the brains go along with it. Okay.
Sounds good to me.
All right, let's do this. Let's talk about some men. That's what we're here for, guys.
Let's do it. That's what we're here for. Mm-hmm. Okay. I really felt like I chose this person once before, but then I couldn't find him in my stunt casting. So I either maybe wanted to choose him, or I did and I just can't find it. This dude, again, he's just so So beautiful.
We have talked about him. Yeah, we have talked about him.
I swear we've talked about him. Maybe he was like a secondary character. I don't know. Regardless, the person that I have chosen to play Dean, his name is Colton Haynes. He is real attractive. I don't know.
Okay, you keep talking. I'm gonna look.
He's real attractive. Apparently did some modeling when he was a teenager.
Shocker.
What?
Is it shocker? I'm shocked.
Oh, I thought you said stalker, and I was like, I feel like maybe I just
no.
I'm looking at his IMDb.
No, if anybody's a stalker here around here,
this is just literally what's on his IMDb. Okay, so anyway, he's been in a bunch of things, including Arrow, the TV series, with one of the what the hell, the guy that we thought was going to be cast in The Hating Game initially. Amell. He's
yes.
with Stephen Amell in Arrow. Of course, he was on American Horror Story because everyone has been. He was on Scream Queens.
True. Yeah, true.
He apparently was in San Andreas, which I have seen at least one time. But I do not recall him really being in it. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't have been looking for him either. So
no, because The Rock's in that, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, so what are you like, fucking, who are you looking for? Yeah.
So you're looking for The Rock. He, I guess, was on Pushing Daisies, which was a really cute show. What seems like the new iteration of Melrose Place, CSI Miami, but, you know, who hasn't been on CSI Miami? And it looks like he was in a music video for My Chemical Romance. Regardless, he has actually been in quite a few things, is apparently gay, and is just hot as hell.
How does that, like turns me on even more? Well, I don't know.
That he's gay?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, he's, like, unattainable for me.
Yeah, I get that. I really do. It's unfair. I'm just going to send you this one here for later.
You must have used him, because I can't find him in any of mine.
I can't find him in mine either. I must have used him, though. He looks so familiar.
Hello.
Yeah.
Is it me you're looking for? No, I'm not. I'm not who you're looking for, unfortunately.
Quite literally, no one in this podcast.
Amell. It's fine. Don't worry
You're
about
looking
it.
for Stephen Amell, and, you know, fair.
So am I. It's fine.
Fair. I almost chose Stephen Amell, actually, for this. Mm-hmm. And then I scrolled down, and I was like, oh, never mind. Anywho, Colton Haynes.
Coolio.
Dean. Who is your Dean, darling?
So I had one in mind, and then I was talking with a friend of mine, and I was telling her about the guy, and she was like, "Oh, have you heard? You know, what about this dude?" I'm like, "Oh, hello." So I'm sending you all of his pictures. His name, he is on CSI Hawaii or NCIS Hawaii. His name is Noah Mills.
Oh, Jesus.
And this last one here fucking sealed the deal with me because holy fuck me. Literally fuck me. And this one because holy God. Holy cats. Holy cats.
Kind of looks similar to the cover of the book. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yep.
He's real pretty.
Yeah, he was a model also.
Shocking.
I know, right? Yeah, he's an attractive man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking to see. I don't think he's been in a ton because he's been a model for the most part.
What's his name again?
Noah Mills.
Got it. Okay.
Sweet
Jesus.
Where's his little?
My God.
There's his IMDb.
It's just him in a suit. Okay.
Right. He was on. Wait, was he in? He was in The Winter Soldier. He was in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He played Nico, the
Oh.
Yeah,
was he the like tech dude that helped them out?
No, I think he was the Nico's the one of the renegades or whatever they are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, oh my God, even his IMDb, there's a lot of pictures with him without a shirt on, and geez Louise. He was in Two Broke Girls. Of course, he has his obligatory Hallmark movie that he was in.
There you go.
Yep, Hallmark Christmas movie. He's a attractive man.
Yes. Accurate.
So both of them I didn't realize are in the Marvelverse. So there you go.
There you go.
Yep. Cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's, right now he's doing his stint on NCIS Hawaii. He was on a movie or a show called The Baker and the Beauty. The Brave. Oh, he was in Pen 15. Oh, it was just one episode of Pen 15. He was in the music video for We Are Never Getting Back Together. He plays the ex-boyfriend.
Nice.
Yep. Nice. So I thought you liked that.
I do like that.
Yep. Anyhow, coolio.
Okay, fair enough.
Would you recommend this book?
I mean, yeah, listen, if you like history and the movie National Treasure, any of them, and you want some smut interjected, you know, you're not going to go wrong. Nope.
Cosign.
Would this book embarrass our moms?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it would. It would.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm still not sorry, though.
I'm going to probably put it out there that neither our moms would be interested in reading this. Also.
No, I don't think so, no. Mm-mm.
No.
You can skip this, Veronica's mom.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, cool. What, darling, have you been reading other than this?
So I have one review up on the website for By Any Other Name, which I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I really liked it. It follows our trend of reading books about the publishing industry and or writers. But I enjoyed it. It's I called it a cock tease at one point because it is a bit of a cock tease. If you're looking for something that's unlike that's kind of the opposite of this book. There is no sex in it. They talk about sex a lot. They talk about like her and her friends are very like ribald, and they talk about sex and masturbation and but then there's no sex scene. So
okay,
yeah, but it was good nonetheless. I enjoyed it. But the one I will also that I'm reading right now that I'm in and I enjoy so far is The Sweet Spot. Oh, sorry, By Any Other Name by Lauren Kate. And but again, check out the recommendation or the review on the website. Any other one is that I'm reading for a review, an arc of, is The Sweet Spot by Trish Dollar. And I just want to go quickly, and I will move on. Is the dedication at the beginning of it because I really enjoyed it. Motherfucker. Title page for adults. Blah blah blah. Bountiful, extra curvy, overweight, fat, plus size. No matter which word you claim, you are beautiful. This one's for you.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
Yeah, and so it's a woman with a single mom goes up to Kelly's Island in Ohio, and it runs a it's supposed to be a brewery and a B&B. So that's the crux of it.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
What are you reading there, my dear?
So I have for a long time wanted to read Twisted Love by Ana Huang, or anything by Ana Huang. I've seen her on TikTok. It's darker, like darker romance, which I'm always iffy on because of the trigger warnings, which there's a whole debate about like trigger warnings, but you and I are very pro trigger warning. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean I won't read it. It doesn't turn me off from the book. I just want a fucking warning. Okay.
Right.
Like I just want to know that I need to like prepare my brain for what I'm about to read. And to that end, KD Robichaux, her most popular series is the Club Alias series. And I think from what I understand, that book is like about mercenaries who like kill rapists, which, maybe I'm okay with, like maybe I'm on board with. So anyway, she deals a lot with like the morally gray heroes, and like the warning on this one says, this book contains a possessive anti-hero, explicit sexual content, and profanity. No cheating or menage, but if you're looking for a traditionally sweet, lovable hero, this is not the book for you. So I was like, yeah, okay, I've seen some quotes that looked hot. So anyway, I am maybe almost halfway done with it. I have enjoyed it so far. There's more to the heroine than I thought we would get. It's a grumpy sunshine, kind of like brother's best friend kind of deal. But I'm enjoying it so far. Very much. And you've got a interracial couple, so you have like it actually is kind of fortuitous timing in that the hero is Ukrainian and like not first generation or anything like that. His he does speak the language, but he was born in the US. Anyway, she is Asian. Her name is Ava Chen. So and then her brother, this is a series. It's the Twisted series. So his book is number 3. And then one of her friends is book number 2. I'm unsure of what the 4th book is about at this point. But yeah, Twisted Love by Ana Huang.
Oh, I like it.
That's what I'm reading.
I have to derail this for a second, just because I just sent you and our friend Dwayne a tweet that that the Booze and Blood podcast was just followed by Jason Voorhees. So I was like, should I be scared?
Perfect.
Right? Yeah.
Don't hide.
Yeah. This is avid slasher and alpha predator. Hashtag immortalis. Hashtag parody at hashtag legacy tales.
I love this. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm honestly very excited for you and Wayne both.
Thank you, because we're being hunted by Jason Voorhees. Yes. So, what are you listening to?
All right. So I was kind of catching up on a different podcast that I have recommended previously on the show, which is the Suburban Women Problem. Mm-hmm. And one of the co-hosts of the Suburban Women Problem was on another podcast called Pantsuit Politics. And so that's what I'm recommending. Mm-hmm. Pantsuit Politics is hosted by 2 women, Sarah Stewart Holland and Beth Silvers. They won Apple Podcast Best of 2021. Essentially, their description is a podcast where they prioritize curiosity over the conflict that drives political conversations. They are authors of 2 books and sought-after speakers for universities, businesses, and civic organizations across the country. They talk a lot about how it's the news, but it's not like a traditional approach. You're not just like tuning into channel 5 or channel 8 or like whatever it is that you traditionally listen to, or that you would watch. Mm-hmm. For example, the most recent episode is called "The State of the Union is Wide Ranging." March 1st episode, "A World Changing Weekend," and that delves into episode resources: Florida Don't Say Gay bill, Texas Governor Greg Abbott's letter on trans youth, the Attorney General's letter on trans youth, COVID-19 updates.
Was it Ketanji Brown Jackson too? I'm looking. Mm-hmm. Or we were talking about March 1st.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So you have that's as you said, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. You're talking also about CDC guidelines and about the Ukraine updates and things like that. So, it's interesting, and it's, as a woman, like, it feels good to get some news from women.
Yeah. I like that they have a transcript. That's cool.
Yeah, they also have a transcript for all of their episodes, or at least the vast majority of them. So if you aren't really interested in like listening to the whole thing, you'd be able to and go like find the pieces and parts that interest you the most. Yeah, but that's that's kind of what I got into recently.
I'm sorry, I'm caught on this one line here. Sorry, and she's
No, go ahead.
it's a little further down. It's I have a hard time because I don't want to check in on a war like I'm checking in on the World Series or something, and I totally get it. Don't really know how to process this news in a responsible way. I don't know how to be so moved by a political leader like Zelensky, and not just him, but all of the high-level leaders in Ukraine standing in the street with their cell phones saying, "We are here and we are fighting." That's so powerful. I mean, it really is. The other night I heard Lawrence O'Donnell say, "I have never seen such a brave president," and I was like, 100%. We haven't had somebody like that as president.
This is a good moment to just pause and talk about Ukraine for a minute. So I'm sure everyone is weighing in, and maybe some people are already sick of hearing about it, but I think it's so important that we not allow ourselves to become numb to it, because it's not on our soil, and we get to just continue about our lives. Like, I went on a walk with my dog and my family today, and we had a bonfire. You know, like, just because it's not happening to us does not mean that it does not affect us. For example, my paternal grandfather's family came from Ukraine. It's, to be honest, I'm glad he's not alive to see this. I feel like it would be really, really difficult for him, especially as a veteran of World War II. I think this would hit him really hard. Not that he would talk about it, but this is an extremely tense and emotional event that no one fucking needs right now. After 2 entire years of being in a pandemic. And if you can find, there are plenty of ways to help out the Ukrainian people. One person developed this way of, like, essentially renting an Airbnb, but not obviously going there. So they're just, like, renting out an Airbnb so that the host gets money to help support their families. Because who's going to be renting an Airbnb in Ukraine right now?
Right.
There are also, like, food services that are feeding refugees that are fleeing the country.
And I think we also need to think about too is because they brought it up on I have the news playing constantly in the house now, but you know, they bring up the just in general media coverage of Ukraine, but also like of minorities that are living in Ukraine trying to get out, because if anything were to happen and they were to somehow get stuck in Russia, that's not a good thing. It's really not a good thing. So it's being mindful of there are students of color that are living in people of color that are living in the Ukraine. They're trying to get out now because
members of the LGBTQ community who are living in Ukraine right now, who in Russia it is illegal to be gay.
Right. So they're trying to get out, or to be safe in any possible manner. It's an all-encompassing story that doesn't. I mean, we don't think it affects us here, but it does, because in the long run, it will. Yep. In the long run, this isn't the end, and as Macron says, it's gonna get worse. So, I say, please look at your sources, get your information from reputable sources, understand what's happening, not just for the people of Ukraine, but everyone, so that everyone knows what's happening, how you can help, how you can. If you need, if you can get money to refugees, anything that you can to, make at least let someone sleep safe tonight. So,
it's so bizarre in the year 2022 that we are talking about, like, any country invading a sovereign nation like this. And I'm not saying that, like, America has any legs to stand on here. I'm just saying that it's bizarre to, we watched it happen in Crimea, and even back then I was like, what the fuck is going on? I mean, this is not what happens in the 21st century. We do not do this anymore.
Well, there's also a disparity of, like, how we talk about the news and what it's covered also, because as they brought up on MSNBC, and I agree, and whether you feel, however you feel about those who feel about MSNBC, it's totally valid. We see this part of it, but, like, in Africa, this stuff happens literally, like, they were bringing up, there's there are, I don't think, she said like 30 coups as of like this past year in Africa that they're never covered. So there's disparity in the media of what actually is covered depending on your color of your skin.
Yeah, so, that's totally fair. You're totally right.
But
you're right.
If this helps shine a light on this other thing, this these other issues that are happening, so be it. I mean, that might be the one saving grace that we get out of this, is that it does shine a light, and we do say this is happening in other countries. We can't just say this is, So.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're totally right, and that's a blind spot on my part. You're right. I mean, I did see a Trevor Noah made a comment similar to that, saying, we keep talking about how like this doesn't happen in areas like this anymore, and it was it was thinly veiled racism, where they were just basically what you're talking about is this doesn't happen among, we're not used to seeing this amongst white nations, and I don't mean to say it like that. I mean to say in the news we don't see people invading sovereign nations. This is not anymore fucking Napoleonic eras where we're just taking over countries. Like that's not how the world is supposed to work any longer.
Mm-hmm.
I really felt like we were on the track to not doing this anymore. But you're right. This still happens in Africa, and clearly amongst narcissistic dictators.
Yep.
So there's that. So if you can find a way to support Ukraine or the people there, please do. I'm sad. It's hard.
Yeah. And
scary, frankly.
Speaking of like dictators, my entry this month or this week is Behind the Bastards podcast, which I know I'm sure I've recommended before. But like their little blurb is, there's a reason the History Channel has produced hundreds of documentaries about Hitler, but only a few about Dwight D. Eisenhower. We're so focused on which we should be, because then we don't repeat history. But the reason I'm suggesting this or recommending this is because our buddies over at Knowledge Fight,
holla,
on the last two episodes, how the rich ate Christianity, and pretty much like the rise of the pretty much the radical right, it's very good. But it's a good game, and Robert goes I think it's Robert Evans. He goes really in depth on any of the topics that he covers, so I recommend.
I like the previous, there's a 4-part episode called Tsar Nicholas II Was a Real Dick.
Yeah. He's got one about, about Hitler, and I forgot, it's about Hitler and sex, and I can't think of what it is right now. I can't, and it's not letting me search, but yeah, he's good, and he's funny. He's got his own little, but it actually like completely makes sense that Knowledge Fight is this is like their second or third time on, because they were usually go on and talk about Alex Jones when he brings them up. So they've had a couple episodes about Alex Jones. Okay,
love it.
Where people can find us? They can find us on our website, chicletbookclubpodcast.com. Twitter is @chiclet oh, see how fast I can do this. Twitter @chiclet podcast. TikTok Chiclet Book Club. Pinterest, Chiclet Book Club Podcast. Email, chicletbookclubpodcast@gmail.com. Instagram,
Shout out to Janky.
Sorry.
I love her so much.
I know. Instagram, Chiclet Book Club Chitlins. YouTube, Facebook, Patreon. We got a Patreon. Boom.
Yep. We do. Did it.
Dunskies. All right, what's coming up?
Dunzos.
Jesus, Nancy. Okay.
All right. How do we end this?
Well, what are we doing
show?
Next? What are we doing next?
Oh, what are we doing next? That's a good question. Okay,
we're doing the Viscount That Loved Me, right?
We are doing the Viscount Who Loved Me. So, coming up, we are going to read the Viscount Who Loved Me. that episode will air on the 22nd of March. And then we are going to watch Bridgerton season 2 as quickly as humanly possible and release the page to screen the following week because that releases on Netflix the 25th.
And
so
guys, it might not come out like literally that month, like
that Tuesday or whatever. It might be like Wednesday or something. I mean, there's a limited number of hours in the day, and we have jobs.
Lives. Yeah, jobs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, jobs. I don't have a life. I have a job.
we have things to do. So I don't know if we can watch 10 hours of Netflix in like a 2-day time span. So anyway, that's what's coming up next. Now, one thing that you and I need to figure out is like when we're going to do. We are definitely doing Penny Read Month. Yeah. But are we doing it in April or May?
I thought we were talking about July.
Oh, okay. So we'll talk about this later. Because one of the book that was supposed to come out in March is now coming out in April. It got bumped. So that kind of moved things. We are hoping to have Becca Mack on at some point soonish. So we're going to talk to her and figure out when we can organize that. But we know for sure the next one we're doing is The Viscount Who Loved Me from Julia Quinn.
So we won't see you, but happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, man.
Drink like all the drinks for us.
Yes.
I mean, we'll be drinking all the drinks, but
we will. Don't worry. Yeah.
All right, my lady.
Uh-huh.
How do we end this thing?
In the most obnoxious way possible.
Eddie. Ghosted. Probed. Oh my god, I'm like on this kick now. Oh my god, I'm gonna write up a treatment for it. Anyhow.
Please do.
Okay.
Bye. It does cut out, you're right.
It's like I'm gonna save these people's earballs. No one needs to fucking hear this shit.
They're like, you guys are so fucking annoying. Even Zoom is like, God, I hate you guys.
Zoom to which someone fucking masturbated on a call and got fired. Yep. They're like, we need to censor these two assholes. I can take a dick. That's what she said. But I can't take these two assholes.